Hello, San Diego. This is Maggie Clemens with One World Realty, and this is your San Diego real estate market update for May of 2019. We are hearing all sorts of news from the media, so let's take a look at what the real numbers are. I'm going to share my screen here, and this is the report that I go over with you guys every month. It's called the Monthly Indicators Report, and it is put out by the San Diego Association of Realtors. It is about 15 pages long, so I go through it very quickly. But if you have any questions or if you would like a copy of it, just shoot me off an email and I'm happy to send it to you. So this paragraph is basically goes over the national market, and it says markets across the country are regulating towards a middle ground between buyers and sellers. So here we are 10 plus years after the recession, and we are just now starting to get to that middle ground pretty much all over the country. And then it says buyers are beginning to find wiggle room at some price point and geographies. We are just now starting to see that in San Diego County. LA has been experiencing it for a while. San Francisco has been experiencing it for a while. New York City's been experiencing it. So it's just now starting to touch us here in San Diego. These are some of the, highlight of closed and pending and all that, but we're going to go over that. The thing here that I wanted to point out is what is different about this year so far is that prices are not rising as quickly. Notice that I did not say they stopped, they did not plummet, they're still rising, but not as quickly as they were. So let's get into the nuts and bolts here. This first page is on detached homes only, single family homes that are separate from, condos and townhouses. And the way this charts work, all of these charts work actually, is that this is for May, the month of May from 2018 and the month of May from 2019. And then year to date, January to the end of May 2018, January to the end of May 2019. So just for single family homes or detached homes, new listings is actually down month to month, but up year to date. And what I like about this chart is it shows us from May of 2017 exactly what's happening with new listings. It went down, went up, went down, and then we're going here a little bit. So we're seeing a pattern here. And that's, in real estate, you have to look at patterns. Things don't happen overnight. It takes, 3, 4, 5 months to start seeing that trend. If we're on top of it, then we start to see it in 3 months. Pending sales for single family homes for the month is up 1.6. For the year, it's up 1.1. But closed sales is down for both of them here. But as you know from here, for me, is that as pending sales go, so does closed sales. It has to go into pending first before it starts going in closed. So we'll see that trail here of closed sales behind pending. The median home price, I was just talking to somebody in Colorado, and I showed them this chart, and in San Diego County, the median home price is up 1.8%, so it hasn't stopped. We are still going up. From year to date, it went from 628 up to 639,450. The average home price is up to 816,378, which is up a little bit from last year. Volume of closed sales is down on both month and year to date, and that's because we got more inventory. We're starting to see some price haggle in here, and maybe the sellers are just not really realizing where we are in the market and might still be trying to price it a little bit too high. Percentage of original price received has gone down a little bit, and that's another indication that maybe we're starting off a little too high and then having to come down a little bit. Days on market, this is the numbers that, the media latches onto. It says, year to date, the days on market is growing 20.7%. But when we look at the actual data, last year, days on market was an average of 29. This year, it's an average of 35. And we can see, here's December, January, and then it's just gradually going down, the same as it did in years gone by. Days on, affordability is still down for a single family house, meaning that they're expensive for a lot of people to get into. And that is our Achilles heel here in San Diego County, is affordability. Inventory of homes for single family homes has actually gone down from May to May. and the month supply of inventory has gone up. Now, a balanced market is 6 months. So we have 6 months of homes on the market. At 2.5, what that means is that if no other homes come on the market, we will totally sell out of our inventory in 2.5 months. So we're still very low on the inventory from what it used to be before the recession. This next page is attached markets overview that only shows attached homes. And that would be condos and townhomes and row homes. We don't have a lot of those, but there's some in there. So new listings are down for the year, but up, or down for the month, I'm sorry, but up for the year. Pending sales, we see here that it is climbed, but it is overall down from last year. Closed sales follows pending sales, so we see a negative on that. Median sales price is up to $420, so it's only up 0.8%, but it is up. It hasn't stopped. It's still climbing. Average sales price is $496. It's up 0.7. The per dollar volume of closed sales is down on both, and that would probably be due to, the sales slowing down. So if you want to ask me why the sales are going to go down, I'm going to give you my opinion, and that is that rates are low. Rates are hovering right around 4%. I had a client that closed under 4% a couple of weeks ago. And when rates are that low, there are people that they're going to do whatever they can to get into a single family home instead of buying that first home, which is a condo or a townhome. I have a renter that just moved out, and the reason they moved out is that they bought their own house. That was fantastic news. And she was telling me that they were looking at a townhome down in Chula Vista, but her mother said, no, you need to get into a single family home at these rates, and actually loaned her the money to buy more house. So we're starting to see more and more of that, and it's affecting the attached markets because more people are doing whatever they can to get into a single family home while the rates are so low. Days on market in attached have gone up, but again, the media is going to latch on to 33.3. But really, if I can get your home sold for you in 32 days, you're probably going to be happy. It's all about just setting those expectations. And obviously, attached homes are more affordable than single family homes. Inventory of homes has gone up, so we see this jumping, but I just explained why. And then the months of inventory have gone up, but again, they're still lower than what's on a single family home. It's only 2.3 months of inventory. New listings, I love these graphs because these bars show detached and attached. It shows from 2017, 18, and 19, both, and then we have the year to date. So again, we see new listings here in the month of May, and then here it's steadily gone up. So we are seeing more inventory. And then attached, it's also steadily gone up. It's gone up a little bit more than the single. But what's interesting is this chart goes all the way back to May of 2015. And so when we tell you that the spring selling season is when more homes come on the market, we have the proof to show it. And then as we get into the school year and we get into fall, we get closer to the holidays, people just don't want to do that. It doesn't matter if we have snow or not. So we see that happening year after year after year, and here it happened again. And what happened here in last year, if you'll remember, the Fed tried to bump up the rate a little bit. The market stalled. We thought, oh no, the sky is falling. The Fed came back down. They dropped the rates a little bit. And then they came out earlier this year and said they have no intentions of bumping it up again in 2019. And boom, now we see these sales starting to pick up again. But I guarantee back in, when we get to September, October, we're going to see this graph go down again. Pending sales, we've already gone over that, and you can see that that pretty much follows. But, look at from year to date. This is from January. It's just going up and up and up. So, it might be a little different. The graph might be a little steeper than we're used to, but it is on the increase. Closed sales follows pending, and it is doing the same thing here. Median sales price, again, this is our Achilles heel in San Diego County. There is just, the higher the prices, the harder it is to buy. That's all there is to it. And then whenever the Fed bumps up the rates, we're going to feel it because of that home price on there. So year to date, we see 2017, 18, and 19 how much it's increased in detached, and then again, how much it's increased in attached. And the more homes that come on the market, the more it's going to put pressure on those prices. Average sales price is pretty much the same, a little bit steeper, but we see that same graph on here. Dollar volume, and this is where we're going to see as that pressure comes on the price, we're going to see this, right what we're seeing here, where it comes down ever so slightly. But as the market goes on, we might see that a little bit more. But again, real estate, we cannot say this is what's going to happen. We can just look at the trend, and we try and look back over the last 3 months, and we actually have a robust market going on right now. Percent of original list price received, it's gone down a little bit, but that's because, again, sellers are maybe pricing a little bit higher, not really understanding what the market is, but it hasn't gone down a whole lot. And we see that whole graph there. Days on market, year to date, we can see it went 2017, and then we had a really good market the first part of 2018, and then it's kind of climbed up a little bit this year. Same on attached. But again, it's not a huge difference. It's 22% is like, oh, okay, now instead of 27 days, it's going to take me 30 days to sell the house. But it's showing us the trend. It's inching up, and that's what we want to pay attention to. But look at this. Year to date, whoop, it's actually gone down. So December, January, houses were sitting on the market longer, but it's actually gone down a little bit. Housing affordability, again, our Achilles heel. We can see how low it is, the affordability for getting into a single family house. It is higher on a attached home, but with the rate slow, we're going to hit it on the single family homes. Inventory of homes for sale. Attached, we can see that we're pretty consistent over the last 3 years with the number of homes that we have for sale, and more homes on the attached, but I've already explained why that's happening. We can see the whole market, and we can see that, we might be off a little bit right here, but it's not like drastically off. And then over the last 3 or 4 months, it's actually going up. So it's actually pretty good. Month supply of inventory. Again, what that means is that if no other homes come on the market, this is when we will totally sell out of inventory. A balanced market is generally 6 months, and we are at 2.5 for detached homes and 2.3 for attached. We're still well below what a balanced market is. And we see that here in the graph. So the total market over, this is adding both the detached and the attached homes. We see here for the year, new listings are up a little bit. Pending sales are slightly down. We're at like 110 homes. Not a big deal. Closed sales are trailing here. We're going to always see that trailing a little bit. Median sales price for both combined is 2.7. Average is 1.8. The volume is down a little bit. There's where our pressure is coming in on the prices. We're now getting 97.3, which is down just a little bit of the original price. Days on market has crept up total from 27 to 34, 25.9%. But again, I think if I sold your house in 34 days as opposed to 27, you'd still be pretty happy with me. Affordability index, we're going to just have to keep paying attention to that one and see what happens. But here, so the affordability went way down, and then it kind of went up a little bit. Homes for sale. Total homes for sale is 2.9. Now, this is in the month column, so this is not a year to date. So the month of May 2018, it was 6447. The month of December 2019, it was 6636. So we are seeing more homes on the market. I wish they had this here over there. And then the month supply has gone up from 2.2 to 2.4, which is 9.1%. So, when the media hits on those big percentages, look just a little bit deeper and find out exactly what's going on. If you have any questions, anything I can help you with, if you just want a copy of this, then shoot me off an email, and I hope to talk to you soon.